Welcome, everyone, to the Portal Dallas Cowboys news fan, your go-to source for all things Cowboys. Today, we're dissecting one of the most intriguing potential acquisitions for America's team, Jonathan Allen, the formidable defensive tackle. The buzz around the league has been palpable, and while he was recently released by the Washington Commanders, his name continues to resonate as a player who could profoundly impact a team like the Dallas Cowboys. The defensive tackle position has been a consistent area of focus for the Cowboys, and for good reason. A dominant interior lineman can completely transform a defensive front, disrupting opposing offenses from the inside out. For years, the Cowboys have sought that consistent, elite presence alongside their dynamic edge rushers. While names like Osa Odigizua have shown flashes of brilliance and Mozzie Smith is still developing, the consistent, veteran force that Jonathan Allen represents is a different caliber altogether. Jonathan Allen, a former first-round pick, has built a reputation as one of the most disruptive interior defensive linemen in the NFL during his time with the Washington Commanders. His ability to shed blocks, penetrate the backfield, and consistently generate pressure on the quarterback is precisely what defensive coordinators dream of. He's not just a pass rusher, he's an elite run defender, capable of stuffing gaps and holding the line of scrimmage, which is an area the Cowboys have sometimes struggled with. Imagine a defensive line with Micah Parsons wreaking havoc off the edge, and Jonathan Allen collapsing the pocket from the inside. That's a nightmare scenario for any offensive coordinator in the league. The sheer number of double teams Allen would command would free up Parsons, and vice versa, creating a truly terrifying pass rushing tandem. When we talk about the viability of bringing Allen to Dallas, it's multifaceted. This recent release by the Commanders, a divisional rival, immediately changes the dynamic from a complex trade scenario to a free agent pursuit. This significantly lowers the immediate asset cost. No draft picks or players would need to be surrendered. However, it shifts the negotiation to the financial realm. Allen commanded a substantial contract in Washington, and despite his release, he will still be seeking a deal commensurate with his talent and impact. The Cowboys, known for their shrewd cap management, would need to assess how Allen's contract would fit into their existing salary structure, especially with significant extensions looming for key players like Dak Prescott and Micah Parsons. Yet, the strategic value of adding a player of Allen's caliber, particularly at a position of need, often justifies creative cap solutions. His injury history, specifically a torn pectoral muscle that limited him in 2024, will undoubtedly be a point of scrutiny for any team considering him. However, his track record before that injury shows a consistent, high-level performer who returned to play in the postseason. Teams will conduct thorough medical evaluations, but if given a clean bill of health, his on-field production speaks for itself. He's a proven leader and a consistent Pro Bowl caliber player when healthy. The narrative around Allen's departure from Washington also plays a role. With a new regime in place, the Commanders made a business decision to move on from a veteran player with a large cap hit, especially after drafting a promising young defensive tackle. This doesn't diminish Allen's talent. Rather, it indicates a shift in Washington's organizational philosophy towards rebuilding with younger, cheaper talent. This situation presents a golden opportunity for a contending team like the Cowboys to acquire a ready-made impact player who can contribute immediately. For the Dallas Cowboys, acquiring Jonathan Allen wouldn't just be about adding talent, it would be about adding a tone setter. He brings a physical, aggressive style of play that can elevate the entire defensive unit. His experience in the NFC East would also be invaluable, providing insider knowledge and a competitive edge against familiar foes. The idea of Allen lining up against his former team twice a year adds an extra layer of intrigue and motivation. Furthermore, his presence could accelerate the development of younger players on the defensive line. Imagine Mozzie Smith learning from a seasoned veteran like Allen, or how Allen's ability to draw double teams could create more one-on-one opportunities for other interior linemen. He raises the floor and the ceiling of the entire defensive front. In conclusion, The prospect of Jonathan Allen joining the Dallas Cowboys is incredibly exciting. He addresses a clear need, brings elite talent and veteran leadership, and could be the missing piece to transform the Cowboys' defensive line into one of the most dominant units in the league. This is the kind of move that signals a true commitment to competing for a championship. The pieces are falling into place, and adding Jonathan Allen could be the ultimate game changer for the Dallas Cowboys defense. Keep an eye on the latest developments right here on the Portal Dallas Cowboys News Fan. We'll bring you all the updates as they happen. All right, Cowboys Nation! Can we talk about this Jonathan Allen rumor for a second? Because honestly, if this happens, it's not just a good move, it's an absolute game changer. I've been watching this team for decades, through the good, the bad, and the ugly, and one thing has always been clear. We need a dominant interior defensive lineman. And Allen? He's exactly that. Think about it. How many times have we seen our defensive ends get chipped, double-teamed, and still fight their way to the quarterback, only for the pocket to collapse around them because there's no interior push? Too many times. That's how many. Micah Parsons is a generational talent, a true alien on the field, but even he needs help. If you put Jonathan Allen next to him, suddenly offenses can't just slide protection to one side. Allen demands attention, he commands double teams, and that frees up Parsons even more. Imagine the sack numbers! It's enough to make a grown man tear up with joy, seriously. This isn't just about sacks, though. It's about stopping the run. How many times have we been gashed up the middle by teams running a basic dive play? Too many! Allen is a brick wall against the run. He stuffs gaps, sheds blocks, and just generally makes life miserable for opposing running backs. This is the kind of defensive presence that transforms a good defense into a great defense. It makes every other player on that unit better. Our linebackers would have cleaner lanes. Our defensive backs would have more time for coverage. It's a ripple effect across the entire D. Now, I know some folks might be worried about his contract or that pectoral injury. Look, injuries happen in football, especially for guys who play as hard as Allen does. But the man is a professional. He's tough, and if the medical checks come back clean, you take that chance every single time. As for the money, Jerry Jones always finds a way if he wants to. This isn't a luxury signing. This is a necessity. This is the missing piece for a legitimate Super Bowl run. We've got the offense. We've got elite playmakers. But to truly compete with the best of the best, you need to dominate the trenches. And Allen gives us that dominance. The fact that he was released by the Commanders just makes it even sweeter. No draft picks lost. No complex trade negotiations. He's a free agent, and we need to be all over him. Think about him playing against his old team twice a year. The motivation alone would be off the charts. This isn't just about talent. It's about adding a leader, a veteran presence who knows the division, and a guy who plays with a fire that's contagious. I'm telling you, Cowboys fans, if we can pull this off, it changes everything. This is the move that signals we're not just trying to make the playoffs, we're trying to win the whole damn thing. Let's make some noise and get this man in a star. This is our year. I can feel it.